They will have good side for this. Looks like Chicago hunted, playing it slow. ISO Swifty does get a kill in that bottom area, so he's going to take control of that. Atlanta Dazed getting some pressure applied to them, but they know they're safe because they have art control.
And, of course, this hill, if you are Chicago, it's as much about the hill as it is to try to get the rotation over, but Atlanta doing a good job of getting the kills on hill and protecting those spawns for the time being. Having said that, though, it will be 2 Chicago players spawning over to that P2 side, and now we'll see if Atlanta does recognize that as some split spawns coming in, but a big kill down there by Guapo, and that will regain the spawns here for the moment, at least for Atlanta, but back and forth first hill as we go to P2.
Yeah, Guapo picks up a really big kill on that rotation there. One thing to point out, though, is Chicago hunted. While they have that P1 control, they can opt to push this left side of the map. Maybe try to fight for those street spawns. That could be the difference maker right here. Atlanta Dazed, they're going to be waiting for this push, and it's coming from all sides of the map. Crew is able to get 1 kill in the back. Atlanta Dazed still had this time for a minute, but with Jelly, with a big 2-piece, he opened things up just like that.
Great pinch there from Chicago Hunter, and they are now inside the hill, getting the kills as well as 3 go down in the feed for Atlanta. And now Swifty is going to try to push out to apply some of that pressure, getting shots off mid-map. Now you're seeing Atlanta spawning down by P1. So we'll see what they elect to do. But this is right in an interesting area here as P3 popping in just 24 seconds. And maybe Atlanta Dazed chalking up as P2 here and electing to set up for a full P3. We know that this can be a big money hill if you get completely set up, and that looks like what Atlanta is electing to do.
Yeah, you gotta have all your ducks in a row over here on the P3, no doubt about it. Atlanta Dazed, they kind of throw away that P2. They had a good rotation to it. They get kind of broken off of it quickly. Let's see if they can kind of do what they wanted to do on that P2 here on the P3. It's a good opportunity to get back into it. Like you said, Tej, you can get a lot of time here. I'd say they could even take like around a 30-second lead here.
We'll see as Chicago electing to go right through the front here and getting some kills in the process. And just like that, Chicago breaks right on in. That is not what Atlanta wanted here. Now they'll have to fight back in, fighting through that blacksmith side. But getting taken down at the moment, not much doing. But man, that is a gut punch if you're Atlanta early here. Not a great P2, and then getting broken within the first 20 seconds here on P3. And Chicago already with a nice lead.
Yes, so much time left on the board for Atlanta Dazed that could have been picked up on that P3 now. You know, you're rotated to the P4, but Chicago hunted. You're moving so fast on these rotations. You're really trying to bust in through the front, and it's working to their favor, no doubt about it. Let's see if they can do it one more time again here. Let's see if maybe this is the hill that Atlanta Dazed is able to hold down.
Sneaky money hill potential here on this P4. If you have, if you have the right setup, definitely can be a big hill. Atlanta collecting the first 10 seconds here in need of a big hill to kind of get themselves back into this. And they're getting the kills right now. Waves coming through for Chicago, but getting taken down time and time again. Now you're seeing those deep spawns from Chicago. So the first 30 seconds or so will safely go to Atlanta. Chicago is still trying to find a way in.
Yeah, and like you said, sleeper money hill this is. They do get kind of broken off it here. Nova with a big 2-piece, almost picks up 3, tries to slow down that push. Reverse, going to be pushing in through the bottom. He does pick up 1 along with his teammate Criminal, so they will be able to get that scrap time. And, you know, one thing people like to do on this P4 is they kind of push into it with not a lot of time left just to get that area of the map control for the P5. You got those double windows. You got that single window. You got full control of open and close. Even if you don't necessarily get to the rotation as P5, if you have this side of the map locked down, you could definitely find a break real quick.
Now, if you're Chicago, got to be careful here because definitely can be put in the spawn trap here on this P5, and that's what Atlanta looks to do. Atlanta fighting their way back in after a tough first 3 hills. Now in full control here. You're seeing the streak come in here from Chicago to try to really just gain some control back into this one. It comes from Crew, but he will not find anybody on the map. But Chicago fighting for this time at the moment. Also, Krim finding 2 in the feed before he is taken down in a back and forth P5, as you would expect. But now the rotation coming over to P1 here, you're seeing from Atlanta is Reverse trying to get through, trying to get some map control set up here for the P1.
I mean, Chicago Hunter, they're trying to get the scrap time here. They're just trying to add on to their point total any way they can. It's going to be ISO Swifty trying to push into this P1. He sees Reverse through the bottom of the truck. Reverse is able to get that kill. Atlanta Dazed, this is kind of like exactly how we started off this map, Tej. This team on this side, Chicago. They're going to be trying to break from that side, but we see Disarray. He's the first one to kind of sneak on through, and he's starting to cause a ruckus.
He is, and now big gunfight coming in, which Guapo does win. So that'll retain the spawns for the time being for Atlanta as they continue to get this time. And what a turnaround for Atlanta. Obviously, it was only 3 hills, but that was a really tough start. And now they are frying on all cylinders. And now Chicago, for the first time in this one, will be behind. And now they're going to have to fight their way back into this one. Also, try to fight their way out of this mini trap they are in. And I think if you're them, you kind of need to just, you know, fight through the front, excuse me, but also try to get those P2 spawns. They do get a lucky spawn there with Swifty, and maybe now some control for next.
Yeah, Chicago hunted. Not sure Atlanta Dazed are going to expect this. They got that player 5 spawn in that art area. Player 7, that's going to be Jelly, was able to sneak through, and he's on the stage. They're getting the slang here. Krim going to be trying to sneak in through the back. He is able to get Jelly. The trade does not come in. Now it's going to be a scrappy battle for this P1. We got player 4 and Guapo on it. As he gets taken down, though, Atlanta Dazed, they will have those street spawns, but Chicago have control of the hill.
They do, and now some kills need to come in from Atlanta here. You see reverse on this back truck. It is going to be the glide bomb, and the cruise missile as well in hand, and they are going to find those kills on the point, so they will break in. But a scrappy P2, to say the least, right now. Chicago retained control, but it's been a close game through the first set of rotations here. Now you're seeing the emphasis from Atlanta to push for those P3 spawns. It is going to be Jelly in the back of the map. He's going to have a lot of work to do here for Chicago to try to shut it down. Does find one on a Crim. Now, one more player here in Nova for Atlanta. Guapo, though, in for the help, takes him down. And there should be, for the time being, spawns for Atlanta. Another big kill there from Nova, and now it will be Atlanta completely set up here for this P3.
Yeah, they're going to have a 3-pronged push here on that left side and probably the map side of the map. We got Crew trying to work in through the right, but as he gets taken down, the rest of the push is all coming through that open door area. They got 2 players over there watching it. Chicago Hunted, they're trying to maybe find a way in, but, you know, similar to the first one, Tej, we both know how hard it is to get into this hill. Chicago Hunted is applying some pressure to the front. They got 3 players on this front line, but as Reverse gets taken down, the rest of the Atlanta Dazed working into the left. This is a big chunk of time here, Tej. Neither team want to give this up.
And this has been interesting. I mean, for the first couple hills here, Swifty finding another one on the reverse. I mean, you expect this hill on this map to be the money hill, but both teams have been fighting tooth and nail over here on this side, on the right side of the map, and really negating some money hills here. Chicago, though, out to about a 20-point lead for the time being. This, for P4 here, though, for Atlanta, was the big hill last time around. Let's see if they can replicate it here. The setup, pretty sound for right now. Does Chicago have a way in?
Yeah, it's exactly the setup you would want, but as Disarray tries to sneak in through the top, that could have been a lot, but Reverse is able to take him down. The push is going to be coming in through this P2 area. We got 3 arrows from Chicago Hunted trying to attack the hill right now. Jelly is trying to pick up 2 players in front of him, but that really opens up that hill point for the Chicago Hunted. Only player 6 now, though, on it. Player 5 trying to assist Disarray, doing whatever he can, but they collapse yet again, and now Atlanta Dazed, they're trying to get this final 30, but like we said, we might see this before. We probably see Chicago Hunted really push for the scrap time here.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're going to like to do, but again, Atlanta, another big hold here on this P4, and we should be about tied. Maybe Atlanta with a little bit of a lead heading into P5. We'll see what Chicago elects to do if they continue to push this, and they do. They will break in, maybe get the last 12 seconds or so of scrap time. Now, eyes over to the P5 reverse, trying to get these kills in mid-map and finds both as well. Now let's see where these players for Chicago spawns. Kind of all over the place right now on the map. What team can get the best map control here? Atlanta finding some kills in the feed. Now just trying to, again, find this map control, figure out where the other team is spawning, and really have a good setup here. But it is going to be Atlanta on the point for the time being.
Reverse picked as perfect time as ever to pop a 9-3, but as he goes down, the rest of the Atlanta Dazed are going down around him. Nova, the only player really left alive, he's at that top maps area, and he has to kind of make a play, but as he gets taken down there, the Atlanta Dazed, they keep spawning up at that P1 side of the map, and things are starting, both teams starting to panic a little bit. We're seeing the pace of play pick up somewhat. Chicago Hunted, they get the break now. The control is there, but we see Atlanta Dazed. We see that player 3. He's starting to rotate over to that P1. This is probably one of the bigger hills on this map, Tej, in this situation, because, you know, both teams, not only are they going to be playing for that control, they want that time and they want that side of the map as well.
Atlanta, though, this is a good position for them. You have the rotation over at T1, and you have somewhat of a trap set up. Having said that, though, Swifty breaks through, and we'll see what he is able to do. Now looking to go through the bottom side of Art and try to make a play here. Does find one for his troubles as well, and that's going to break the setup here for Atlanta. Back and forth here on the hill. You're seeing some spawns from Chicago come into that P2 side. Both teams trying to fight, obviously, for those P2 spawns as well. Reverts 33 and 21 on the map right now. Absolutely frying. Still has that cruise missile in the back pocket. Atlanta out to the lead right now. Big kill in the middle of the map, but he is taken down. It's going to be 2 down, and you're seeing the emphasis from Atlanta to make sure we have those P2 spawns. Chicago cannot win on this hill, but you're seeing Chicago. They're getting some spawns over toward open, and now with only a couple seconds left in this hill, Swifty with some big kills. The rest of the time will go to Atlanta, but Chicago has some players set up to this P2 side. A 4-point game going into this P2. Both teams trying to find some kills. It's back and forth, Jake.
Now player 3 does find his way in that middle side of the map, but he's surrounded by Chicago Hunted players. The rest of his teammates need to make plays. I think the cruise missile's coming in right now, but the trophy blocks it. Nova's going to be on that time, but he gets taken down so quick. Chicago Hunted just in 15 seconds of taking this map 1 victory. The contest is in. It's going to be Guapo, but he's all alone. The pinch comes in from Crew. This might end right here, Teej.
Yeah, and I think they had the the cruise in the back pocket, but I don't think it's going to be used here, and they are not going to be able to get back in. Chicago Hunted with a big hold on the P2, and they take a fantastic map 1 to go up in the series, 250 to 228. Back and forth throughout, and I mean, that is, you look at this matchup, it looks so evenly matched, and you've seen that here in the
one player go to that B site, just because you can really like take so much control, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing here, Tej. We got a B push off the break. Let's see how Chicago reacts to it.
Chicago is somewhat ready for it, though. They have 2 players over on this side of the map. Krim, though, trying to sneak through. Jelly finds that first kill on the reverse, gets traded out shortly after, though, by Nova. Now that information has been granted, Krim picking up another one as well. Now Chicago trying to find a way back in, but it is going to be Atlanta getting this bomb down early. And if you're just right, you're way out of the play right now. So Crew kind of has to hold his line right now for the time being, and wait for his teammate to get back up. But having said that, he's going to take down 2 in the feed. Crew doing all the work, and that's going to leave Guapo in a 1v2, and he is going to be taken down. So forget everything I said. Crew making the big plays for his team, and Chicago takes the first round.
Yeah, I mean, that all comes down to Crew right there. We called it out in the moment, but, just picking up 2 there really turns the tides. When you're challenging from that back double doors, it's kind of a tough gunfight in the first place. So to be able to pick up 2, that's huge for the Chicago Hunted game plan. It's like that was almost a round that seemed like it was done and dusted once Atlanta Dazed was able to get some of those kills and get that bomb down so quick.
Yeah, again, just a huge play there from Crew. Really cannot say too much more about that, because just for I was like back P2 as he took those gunfights. But he makes it happen, and now Chicago will try their hand on the offensive side, and it looks like they're also going to hit the B side as well. So interesting strats coming out of both teams here. And Nova going to have a job to do as Jelly sitting on the other side of this connector wall here. But both teams feeling each other out for the time being. Can Chicago get through here over to this B bomb site? A little bit of hesitation here from Chicago.
Yeah, Nova playing slow. He's able to pick up 1. That's a big pick in the grand scheme of things, but the rest of the push is coming in toward that B bomb site. We see Guapo setting in some shots over there toward ISO Swifty. It looks like the rotation may be coming out. We see that bomb motion. Very dramatic there over toward the Jules area, but he runs back through B dom. They're trying to wind up this push. They just don't have an opening for this push right now. They don't want to make the play into the site just yet, but, so much stagnation. The time is running out of the clock very quickly.
I just feel like a lot of hesitation here from Chicago, and it might be their downfall here. Crew does find one on the Guapo, though, but now Nova, his time to strike, potentially. That bomb does get down, though, so after all that hesitation, they actually break through here, and now in the advantage. Krim finds one with the nade, though. Nova playing very slowly, finds the kill on the Crew, and now this is going to be Swifty left in a 1v3. He's taken down. A very easy retake there for Atlanta. So Chicago, I mean, it was a slow offensive round. In the end, they get the bomb down, had the setup, but Atlanta, a nice retake on that B bomb.
Yeah, it's so tough because like Atlanta Dazed just have so much time to work with. Yeah, they get the bomb down, but once you get the bomb down, they're so trapped in that kitchen area. It's like we saw each player just slowly moving from Atlanta Dazed, just trying to slowly suffocate them in. And, once the first pick comes through, the rest of them collapse, and, that 3v3 becomes a 0v3 very quickly. So the tides have turned, the odds are even. We got a 1-1 game.
Yes, we do, and we will see if the A bomb gets some love here after, again, seeing 2 B bomb site hits off the rip, which we don't see, but now a little bit of a fast play here from Atlanta over toward that A side, and Chicago, you see the spread across the map. Looks like number 7 in disarray has that cross on the bomb, so that bomb gets planted at A, he has the cross, and you see it now. He does, and now taking a gunfight here with the tack, somehow gets out with his life there, as I think he was facing a sub. And Reverse now gets the first kill on to Swifty. Jelly getting the kill on the criminal, evening the numbers. And you're seeing Atlanta a little bit just, I don't know if they know what to do here, a little bit crazy right now. I don't know if they know where any of these Chicago players are, and playing a little bit erratic, and Disarray finds the kill on Reverse. Trade coming in there from Nova, now a 2v2 situation.
Gunfights are able to be win, but it simples down to a 1v1 situation. 26 seconds left for Nova, who does have the bomb in hand, but Crew is on this very powerful lamps heady. Nova making the good read, wrapping on out. He should be able to get that bomb down at B, but it looks like Crew is starting to realize what's going on here.
And would you have imagined that 3 straight B bomb sites have been planning on? Now Crew made a big play in that round 1. Will have to make another one here in a 1v1 versus Nova. I think Nova just kind of sitting in that bomb area with that sub. This is going to be a really, really tough gunfight here for Crew, but he pops that Deddy, and now looking to make a play here with the tack. Coming into this back kitchen area, only 17 seconds on the clock. Has to find this kill and get the bomb very quickly. Now the gunfight coming in. Nova getting shot here, and he's just trying to get out with his life. Playing this absolutely beautifully. Now going to be able to check the site, and he will win his team the round. Great plays there from Nova, getting out with his life, and that will be another round win here for Atlanta.
Yeah, and I mean, Crew he tries the best that he can, but there's just so much area to cover there when he gets that bomb down at B. It's like he could really be anywhere at that point. So Nova plays that fantastic. They win the round, go up 2-1 now. And I mean, if you're Nova, you're 4-1 off the break of the search and destroy. You win the 1v1, and you're feeling good so far.
Just such a tough situation there from Crew with attack. Nova, I think he's trying to make a play, popping Deddy right off the spawn there. He might have a plan here to get through the middle of the map. We'll see. Chicago again electing to go down the B side. Now Nova spots a player in dub arches, cannot get the kill. Swifty finds the first onto Reverse. So it is
big first blood.
Atlanta.
Big first blood out of ISO Swifty really opens up that middle area of the map, but they're going toward that B side, and they got 2 Atlanta Dazed players stacked up here. We got 2 going through Freezer, but it looks like ISO Swifty and Co are turning around. Yeah, they're reading this pinch. Another kill gets taken down in that B bomb site. Now you kind of have a free bomb site, especially when it's a 1v4.
Wow. Okay. Chicago reading that very well, reading the pinch and getting the kills. And again, more action over to that B bomb site. Both teams loving it offensively. Chicago with another round win to tie this one off. Pretty clean there in the end. Just finding the picks and able to move up the map. And again, a great read on the pinch there in the back. And they will tie this one up 2-2. Interesting start so far. Not really, honestly, what I expected, but again, you're seeing the evenly matched teams here through the first couple rounds of Search. I think that is going to be a common theme throughout this match. There's going to be Atlanta now taking this bomb over toward this A site and maybe trying to hit this quick here. We will have to see. Some pressure here from Chicago in this bottom bedroom area. Reverse trying to get aggressive there, but he's going to get taken out by Disarray. Krim trying to find the trade here, which he does. Going to have more work to do here on the bottom, Betty, and he's going to get taken down. Disarray finds Krim as well, and just like that, Nova left in a 1v3.
Nova came in here with back-to-back clutches. That might be a huge spark plug for the Atlanta Dazed, but Jelly is going to quickly hop on the bomb. The shots come in, but they're not crisp enough. Disarray is able to take him down. The defuse comes in. And really great play to Chicago Hunted to just so quickly react to that, jump on the bomb, get that defuse in. I mean, that was definitely their best case scenario there.
I think Atlanta just not having an answer right now for the players in bottom bedroom because, obviously a pretty common setup to have somebody in bottom bedroom watching that cross, and they just have not been able to find the kills down there right now on the offensive side. We'll see if that's an adjustment that they can make. Disarray starting off 7-2 for Chicago. A nice start for him. Guy that's been around for a long time and can definitely be a playmaker on the map, showing it here early. Now Chicago on that offensive side again. It looks like it might be another B hit here. Jake, I'm just surprised every time I see that bomb go that way.
I mean, I like what they're doing here. They're really trying to attack that one player, but you can't let your bomb player get first blooded in the middle area like that. Reverse picks up the second as well. Now it's so quickly a 4v2 situation. Reverse with a great adjustment, knowing they keep peeking that dub arches. Picks up 2 off of it. Now it's going to be Disarray and Jelly. Now Disarray all alone.
Wow.
And that was just as quick as the round before, it seemed.
Yeah, you lose bomb in no man's land. It is going to be almost impossible to get back in it. And nice reads there from Krim. Takes Disarray down on the catwalk area. And Atlanta, as you said, very quick round. A very efficient defensive round. They will take it. And back and forth we go on the search and destroy. The seesaw effect here, 3-3. Heading into this round 7, Atlanta back on the attacking side. And again, we'll see, if they hit this A site, can they finally have an answer for the player bottom bedroom? It won't matter this round. They are going B again. Looks like they're doing it with some urgency here. Trim trying to find it. Oh, getting some bad timing there. Had his sights on that first player, and then took himself out of the ADS. So 3v3 situation here. And again, that bomb is quickly going to the B site. Nova finding the kill. 2v2. Guapo with the help there and gets the kill. Now Disarray left in a 1v2. Does find the kill on the Nova, though. So bomb down. Disarray versus Guapo in a 1v1.
Disarray playing it safe. Playing it with his headphones for sure. He might hear this right now, but Deddy is popped. He's going to run right on behind him, and he doesn't hear a single thing. They're running right away from each other. The bomb going down at A right now. Disarray is going to be dumbfounded, but how will he react to it? Guapo opts to go to the lamps. Oh, but the shots are in.
Oh, man. Guapo. A chance to try to get to that lights area, maybe top plat, but he's going to get taken down. But as you said, Disarray had to be very confused at what happened there. I mean, just runs past him with that Deddy, and once he sees that bomb goes down A, I'm sure he is perplexed at what happened, but he's able to get that kill on maybe a little bit of over aggression there from the Atlanta player, but nevertheless, Disarray sitting at 9-3. The hard carry here on the search and destroy for his team, looking to go up 2-0 in the series. Another chance on the attack here now for Chicago.
It looks like they will opt to go for that A site this time around, so Chicago Hunted might be somewhat ready for a B push, but Chicago Hunted is going to be very quickly taking control of that A site. The first blood comes in onto Nova. Now, it's going to be player 2 in the bottom. That's going to be Criminal all alone. The kills do come in. Crim slows down the push, but Chicago Hunted with an advantage.
Yeah, and just like that, a 1v3 now for Guapo. That is just a great job by Chicago just to get aggressive and get control of the bedroom area, top and bottom. And it puts Atlanta in a very tough situation. Chicago comes out with a lives advantage. Now Guapo again left in the 1v3. No Deddy. He's going to get hurt and taken down. And now Chicago just one round away from going up 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, Chicago Hunted have been playing great in the search and destroy so far. And Disarray is really the star player here on this map. 11-3 so far. When you got a player taking over like that in the search and destroy, it just makes it so much easier to get those little, every round win that is 50-50, he's just making it Chicago Hunted. It's Disarray with a masterclass here on Greenberg Hotel. Let's see if he can close it out with a strong finish.
We will see here. Again, Chicago. They haven't played a map 4 all season, and looking like they are not planning to tonight. as well. Atlanta taking this bomb again over to this B zone, and they have some clearance if they move fast, but Crew in the connector area, maybe hearing some of this audio over toward the B side. Nova gets first kill on the Swifty, and now looking for a second. Cannot find anything. Excuse me, Swifty taken down. It is going to be Atlanta with the lives advantage here. Reverse finding another one as well. So now a 4v2 life advantage for Atlanta, and they're going to cross over to this bomb. Disarray sees this. Will have the comms to his teammate, finds one, but Nova with a humongous kill. And now it is going to be Jelly left in a 1v3. His position is known. Daddy popped, though, so potential for a play here. Can he find this player on bomb? Does find one, gets out with his life. The player does stick it, though, so that is going to be big. 40 seconds on the clock. Bomb on the site. Jelly left in a 1v2.
Stun comes in. It doesn't hit anything, though. Player wants to be watching the side door. Not sure Jelly's going to be ready for it, and he's not. Saves the day. Atlanta Dazed by themselves a lifeline here. Make it 5-4. Chicago Hunter back on the defensive end. Atlanta Dazed. Or, wait, actually. Now it's going to be Chicago on the offensive end. Curious if they're going to go toward that B site yet again. They've been loving it so far, but they just won one at the A zone. You know, Atlanta Dazed are going to have to really, you know, keep their heads on a swivel here.
I don't know if I've seen this many B hits on a hotel this season, but here we are. Can Atlanta force the round 11? We will have to wait and see. Chicago again on the attacking side, and I think if you're them, it's going to have to be more the same as your last offensive round. Get aggressive for the bedroom area. Looks like that's what they're going to attempt to do, but Reverse sitting on Couch's area, taking a lot of fire right now, but finds the kill on the player in single. Big first kill there. Actually going to be Nova with his help there. So now a 3v3 situation. Chicago with that bomb toward that A side. We'll see if they elect to plant it now. So that looks like it's going to be what happens here. So Atlanta, a lot of work to do. Can they make the retake?
You have Criminal here. He has some work to do over on this tunnel side of the map. You got two Chicago Hunted players working their way over there. He's making sure nobody's pushing on in just yet. Atlanta Dazed slowly but surely making their way toward that bomb site. Criminal trying to make his way through the tunnel. Not sure if he'll see anybody. Oh, he put the shot into the luggage. He gets taken down off the back of it. Chicago Hunted in a great spot to win this round right here, but Guapo can shake things up. Disarray takes him down. Now it's going to be Reverse against the world with 12 seconds left. Not sure he even has enough time to make anything happen, and that's going to do it right there. Chicago Hunted win the round, win the search and destroy 6-4, and go up 2-0 in the series.
That is a tough position there if you're Atlanta. Chicago just get aggressive over to the A side again. Disarray 14-4. What a here. Chicago Hunted up 2-0 in the series, looking to close it out in the first round of the playoffs. It is going to be Chicago starting on the attacking side. On the control map, they have not lost yet this season. Atlanta really needs to pull something out of the hat here if they're going to get back in the series. Reverse finding the kill on a Crew in field and already trying to be a nuisance behind Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta Dazed, if you can win this comfortably or win it at all, you know, you're obviously feeling fantastic for the rest of the series. You win the swing map, but Chicago Hunted obviously in a very good spot here, exactly where they want to be. They're capping this 8-point right now. Crew, though, he's all alone, waiting for his teammates to get on with him, but as Disarray gets taken down, only a matter of time before they kind of isolate Crew there on the point. You got Jelly trying to work the top side of the map, and Chicago Hunted might want to adjust this over to a B push now.
I think that is going to be the call here as they move up the map, and Atlanta's going to be wise to this. Reverse getting some stuns and nades over to the point. Crim finding the kill on a Disarray. Now Crew left by himself here over to this point, but now the help coming in, and Crew finding a big 2 in the feed, make it 3 as well. So now the clearance here for Chicago to hop on this B point, and you see Atlanta spawning so far away after going 4 down. That could be the B point done and dusted.
There's only 2 stacked on it just now, so they've yet to even get the first tick. I'm pretty sure they finally do get that. They got 2 on it. They got 2 around it. Jelly trying to get these kills, trying to play Overwatch over this player 4. That's going to be Crew, who's on the point. He gets taken down. Not sure if they got the second tick there. Yes, they did. So they get 2 ticks on B, yet to get any on A. And I feel like if you get that many down there in that sort of situation, you just want all your players to jump on the point right there.
Yeah, and I think they would want to have that back, but I mean, it's still getting the 2 ticks and really 2.5 ticks. Crew, maybe if he gets his kill here, no. Krim with a huge kill there. 23 seconds left. Now, if you're Chicago, 3 down here, this is a tough situation. You got to get on a point to stop the clock. Definitely the call, but Atlanta, they know this. We're able to get some pressure up the map. Crew, can he find a way in? Nova going to take him down, though. And this could be a grave mistake here from Chicago. Atlanta going on a nice little spree here. Disarray finds a kill. Can he get back onto the point? They can for the time being. Contest in, though, from Atlanta reversed with 2. And that could do it. Only one more player left to get in for Chicago. They do not. A mistake there, you have to say, from Chicago. Not really stacking that B point when maybe they had the chance to. And only 2 ticks going through in the end.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Chicago, you're definitely kicking yourself over that one. You know, that was kind of like a free B point if you're able, because all 4 players were alive. Pretty sure at least 3 of them were at least around the point, but you only get the 2 stack in, and it just climbs so slow. Maybe you slow down the push a little bit, but I think they definitely would have been able to get more if they're able to stack that point. Word to Jims. Now Atlanta Dazed have the option to maybe win an offensive round here themselves. Maybe put some momentum back on the board, but reverse all the momentum in his favor. 9-4 off the break here.
Reverse looks so good in that map 1. Looking to do the same here. Has to do a big job for his team to get them back into this one. Atlanta with another nice start here to the round. Finding some kills, but not getting on a point just yet. Maybe trying to get some control here. Reverse. He's going to look to be the menace on this map. Trying to get some shots off, but a big kill there from Swift to take him down. And now Jelly finds the second. Wapo going to get taken down as well. And just like that, after a nice start to the round, Chicago regains control. And now you're going to see the Atlanta players spawning toward this B side. Chicago, though, not really recognizing this per se. Not moving over there. And if Crew gets taken out, which he does, maybe an opening here for Atlanta.
You do have 2 players in the pinch here. That's going to be Disarray and ISO Swifty. Jelly's also there with them. So you got so many Chicago Hunted players on your side of the map. If you're Atlanta Dazed, big kill out of Jelly. 4 streak for him. Does a fantastic job of slowing down that push from the Atlanta Dazed. And that might be the huge decision from the Chicago Hunted in this game right here. I mean, if you don't win the offense in the round 1, the next best thing is to definitely hold your opponents to less ticks than you had. And Chicago Hunted very well on the way to doing so right here. Atlanta Dazed trying to sneak 2 ticks over at that A point. They might be able to do so, but we know how fast Chicago can be.
Now, let's see, a player, again, coming on the pinch. Reverse reads us, so a big kill on this race. Swifty finds a kill on the Crim, though. Maybe enough time here as the stack does come in, and that will be the case. They get that A point, add a minute to the clock. Lives in favor of Chicago right now, 20-13. So they are looking good to win this round, but if you're Atlanta, you get the tick advantage heading forward. Maybe 2 more good pushes at this if you are Atlanta to try to get over to that B point. Nova with the opening kill on the Crew. Let's see if they can work it here, but Swifty finding 2 in the feed, shutting that down. Krim from the back line here looking to make things interesting, but Atlanta needs to get some kills here, which can reverse, and Krim doing everything they can to make that happen. Chicago trying to just hold firm right now. But again, another big kill there from Krim. Is this the opening here for Atlanta? A couple more kills. Ooh. I mean, they are finding the kills right now. Atlanta continuing to find the kills, and now the stack can come in. Jelly finding 1. Krim again with the kill on a nice little spree here for him. Now the stack coming in. That's the second tick. They got to get back here. 3 ticks. I don't know if anybody is going to be able to get here, and that's how you do it. Atlanta shows how to stack that point, and they will win the offense.
I mean, you said it right there, Tej. I mean, Atlanta Dazed do exactly what Chicago Hunted made a mistake on, and they're able to cap that point so quickly. Pretty sure a cruise missile was called in from the side of Chicago Hunted as well. Didn't get any kills off the back of it, so you get rid of that cruise that they had in their back pocket, and you're able to win that offense round. Atlanta Dazed firing on all cylinders here on the CeeLo control.
Krim just doing a fantastic job of just staying live in the back of their map, finding the kill on the player top AC, and that really opened things up there for Atlanta. So Atlanta in a map that you would definitely not favor them in, coming out strong here, but still 1 more round to go. Always the hardest round to win. Reverse. That was a little bit awkward there, but he does find 2. And just like that, already applying that pressure onto Chicago, and they have to be feeling it right now. Reverse. 17-9. Somebody stop this man as he is starting to heat up. You can see it. Disarray does take him down though, and we'll see if Chicago can do something off the back of that.
Yeah, Chicago's trying to do anything to get out of their spawn right now. They haven't even gotten close to getting on a point just thus far. Chicago Hunted, they finally find a route to that 8 point. They still have to fight through Nova here, who's been beaming with that Scar so far. There is some Chicago players still on the point, 2 on the 8 point right now. But Nova doing a great job waiting for his teammates. Jelly's able to pick up 1, and Criminal picks up 2. So, Atlanta Dazed, they hold off that push. Now they got to hold off the secondary push onto B.
Seeing a few green spawns over here for Chicago. We'll see if they elect to go to the P side, but Atlanta getting the info, getting the kills. Guapo knows this player in crew is back AC. He does find the kill, though. Now looking for the second on the Guapo. And just another chance now for Chicago to alleviate some of that pressure. Crew, big kill there on the Guapo. Now let's see what the game plan is for Chicago. Players on both points right now. It is going to be Disarray taken down, reverse. Oh my goodness,
no.
4 down in the feed. That's how you do it. 18 seconds left. Pressure on Chicago.
And they were only able to get 1 tick over at that A side. This could very well end right here, Tej. Chicago Hunted, they have to move. They're going toward the A site. The kills, they have to come in very soon. The cruise comes in, but there's still 2 from the side of Atlanta Dazed. Reverse, he picks up 1. He picks up a second. He's on a 4 streak, 22 and 4 and 12 to end the control. And Atlanta Dazed, just like that, they take home the map 3.
Well, that was a little bit unexpected, if I do say so myself. But Atlanta, the 3-0 in the control, it felt like that took about 5 minutes. They do it very quickly. And map 4, here we go. Hotel Hardpoint. Chicago Hornet with a 2-1 series lead. But Atlanta fighting back in the control, winning it convincingly. Can they continue that run here? Chicago with the first 7 seconds already. Good start for them.
Yeah, and I think we've seen over time, a lot of teams, they like to play for this P1 time. We saw in the beginning of the game, people would almost neglect it to work for those P2 spawns. But now, within these first 30 seconds, we really do see a battle here on the P1. You don't want to give up too much time. Chicago Hunted, they're trying to get as much time as they possibly can. They might be able to get, almost 40 seconds here on the P1, which would be fantastic. But, we see Atlanta Dazed. They're worried about that P2. They want to make sure Chicago Hunted are not in their spawn. But, you got Disarray from the Chicago Hunted already on a 5. Make it a 6. He just picked up a cruise missile.
They're feeling it. Oh, my goodness. They are coming out. They are not happy about what happened in that map 3. And Disarray, as you said, starting at 7-0, already has that cruise missile in the back pocket. Now sitting in this help desk area, trying to be a nuisance, but what a start from Chicago Hunted. As you said, playing for a lot of that P1 time, and now we'll have the spawns over to P2. Atlanta trying to find a way in, but Chicago is having none of it. Not a great start here for Atlanta, and I think maybe you try one more push at this, and you try to set up next, but Disarray, this man's going for the nuke, starting off 9-0.
I mean, about as good of a start to the game as you could possibly ask for. Not only Disarray on a 9, but you got Crew on a 4 as well. You'd have 2 cruise missiles in the back of your pockets. But with 14 seconds left to go, we can see, look at how much space Chicago Hunted is just taking on the map. Atlanta Dazed told themselves, they said, listen, guys, if we're not going to get any of this P2 time, we're going to have to rotate early. But this is what you have to, give up when you do something like that, is Chicago Hunted, the hill is only just popped, and they're already in the back of your base.
Already. And this has been a phenomenal start from Chicago, putting that map 3 behind them. Now the pinch, trying to work it through the front and the back side. We'll see if they can do it. Disarray, the man on a mission, trying to break his way in. And now here comes the hit, but Chicago, he's going to be shut out for the time being. Jelly, though, with 2 in the feed. Nova last alive. Can he find the kill? Swifty gets the kill, and the break is in from Chicago with another hill going their way.
I mean, an absolutely fantastic coordinated push out of the Chicago Hunted. You could see how much they were waiting for each other. They were working together, taking fights together, and it just worked to perfection. They're able to get a good chunk of scrap there on that hill, and we see the fight going down at P4 already. Chicago Hunted not here. Atlanta Dazed, though, they're getting taken down off of that rotation. We got player 7 and player 5 here absolutely putting in work. That's going to be Disarray with the final kill in that rotation. He's got ISO Swifty along with him, but the fight here continues. And it's not convincing yet who's going to take this rotation home.
Guapo trying to play his life for as long as he can, but Disarray again. 2 in the feed. Sitting at 12 and 2. Now Atlanta trying to fight their way back in, but now it is going to be Disarray again, finding another one on the Crim. Guapo finally takes him down. And maybe just for a second, I was going to say Atlantis can get some time, but Chicago is continuing to fight from the front. What a scrappy P4 we have. And Disarray, again, another 2 in the feed. I'm going to be saying this man's name throughout this whole map. What a start from him. And Chicago will get more time already. Almost 100-point lead after the first 4 hills.
I mean, not only are they making these hills mixy, Tej, they're making it mixy and they're picking up the scrap off the back of it. I mean, Atlanta Dazed, they rotate to the P3, they get 20 seconds off of it. They rotate to the P4, they get 15 seconds off of it. If you're Atlanta Dazed, you need to get a money hill here. Maybe it can be this P5, but the kills, they're already coming in from the side of Chicago Hunted. They're breaking yet again. 2 more players left on the point. Criminal, though, he makes a big pinch. He picks up 2, and Reverse cleans up the final one. So a good start to this hill for Atlanta Dazed.
Are they going to read this, though? Chicago getting those P2 spawns. You're going to get the kills from the front, but now you got to turn yourself around to find these kills. I don't know if that was a cruise that just came in or not, but now it is going to be the break here from Chicago. Nova, though, finding 2, trying to keep it mixy. Atlanta doing a pretty good job on this hill. Now, it is going to be Chicago with those kitchen spawns, so they will have the break over to the P6 hill, but big kill there. And now another rotation will be run from one from Atlanta here, trying to get themselves back in the game. But at least that P5 for Atlanta, they gain a little bit of traction in this, and they get themselves somewhat back into this, but still an 80-point or so lead here for Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the give and take when you play this game as Chicago. It's like they're playing for those breaks, but, you know, they're giving up a lot of these rotations. They haven't had a good rotation on really one of these hills yet. So if you're able to break, you can definitely mix things up, scatter those Atlanta Dazed players among the map. But if you're unable to break there, you're giving up a good chunk of points here on these big hills. And Atlanta Dazed, they're 30 seconds away from being quite into this game, but as I say that, Chicago Hunted, they do what they want to do. They make the break happen again.
They do, and now we'll see if they can hold the rest of this time in the last 20 seconds or so. You're seeing the spawns come in from Atlanta here. Now you got to start thinking as well about the P2 spawns already. What you're seeing, Chicago and player number 7 in crew think about. Going to be a big gunfight down here against Reverse. Reverse takes him down. So Atlanta should have these spawns at the moment for P2, but they got Chicago got a lot of time on this P1. I don't think you can let that happen again if you're Atlanta. And alrighty, the first 10 seconds going in the way of Chicago.
I mean, the slaying power is just so strong from the side of Chicago. Obviously, we got Disarray at 12 and 20, but Jelly and crew positive a good amount as well. ISO Swifty doing everything he needs to on the map. I mean, there's not many kills for him to get because his teammates are just doing such a great job of slaying out the Atlanta Dazed. 29 seconds left to go. We see Chicago Hunted. They're very focused on this P2, but they're probably going to work through this, try to maybe get some of this time because they are giving up a lot here. But when you're up 70 points, you know, you can give up some time for those rotations.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. I mean, they can afford to give up some time on this P1 to set up for P2. But now, if you are Chicago, you really want to lock this one in. Because, I mean, Atlanta has been chipping away at this one ever so slightly. Swifty with 2. Crim finding the trade onto him. And now Atlanta back in the hill to start this one. Can they read these spawns here from Chicago and take these players down? Guapo with the first 2, Nova with a third, and all of a sudden, this map got very interesting very fast. Atlanta continuing to collect time on this P2 here. Now a 40-point game or so. Again, Atlanta is just chipping away little by little, and they're continuing to get kills, having to the Chicago with the break. And now back and forth, 25 seconds on the clock. You're seeing the rotation from Chicago, and this is big. This is the big money hill on the map. If they can get the rotations over, this is going to be huge. But a big gunfight happening at the bottom. It's going to be Nova who's taken down, and that'll be the rotation win for Chicago. But again, Jake, this game got very interesting very fast.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta Dazed, if they can do what Chicago's done in this game and break one of these hills, it's going to be very mixy right now. But Chicago Hunted with a very good situation to maybe hold down some of this time. But your teammates are kind of getting taken down, picked across the map, left and right. The kill's still coming in from the side of Atlanta Dazed. And Chicago Hunter, they haven't been able to get a good enough amount of time here on the hill. They haven't even been able to accrue time because Atlanta Dazed are doing a great job of making sure that that hill's white.
Nova has got to just play his life for a second just to let his teammates get up to him. But as you said, Atlanta, I mean, they're not able to get the time, but doing a good job at least the first 30 seconds of minimizing the points that they're getting. Reversed with a big two. Can he find this third? He cannot. Just trying to keep this hill white if you are Atlanta, and they actually are going to have the break. Big gunfights going on at the bottom of the map. Nova finds one on to Jelly, and now trying to fight for those P4 spawns. There's going to be, again, big gunfight. Swifty finding the kill on reverse. Atlanta with the rest of the time over there toward the kitchen hill. And Chicago with a pretty good setup here. They got all 4 players over here. Nova finding the first kill. Now trying to look for the second reverse with the help. Can Atlanta get this pinch here? Crew takes down Nova. Last alive in the hill is taken down. And Atlanta is in on P4.
There's still a fight for the time here, but there's so many Atlanta players here. Criminal picks up 2 more, and now the hill is clear. Chicago Hunter, they're going to be spawning out toward that mid side of the map, and they're going to have to break this hill. You can't give up so much time. Atlanta Dazed, they might take their first lead of the game so far, but Chicago Hunter, they're trying to sneak in. They invest a cruise. The nades are in. 2v2 on the point right now. Player 7 gets taken down. It's all left to Disarray to try to break this hill. He's able to pick up 1, and with 18 seconds left to go, Atlanta Dazed are okay with giving up the scrap because they're already rotating to that new hill.
Strap in, folks. We are going to have a fantastic finish here. The rotation in for Atlanta Dazed to the P5. Can they lock this down? Chicago are going to be within 18 points of winning this map, but it could come down to this diner hill. Chicago need the break, setting up the pinch from both sides. Nova finding the first kill, reverse getting the kill on the Swifty, and that's going to be 3 down, make it 4 in the feed. Atlanta is cooking right now. Can they read these spawns? It is going to be the spawns over toward the kitchen side for Chicago. I don't know if Atlanta has read this, but maybe now the chance. Only 15 seconds away for Atlanta finding the kills. Nova going to get taken down, though. Guapo finding 2 in the feed, and now only 10 seconds away for Atlanta to force the map 5. Chicago have to find a way in. Jelly on the pinch, picking up 1, looking for more, and they're going to break in. Chicago is going to break in. 19 seconds now. Atlanta, can they have the response? Only 10 seconds away from Chicago. Trades going back and forth on this hill. Will it end at the diner hill? Chicago hanging on for dear life. Finding the kills in the feed. Atlanta, 1 more break of this. Nova diving on the point, trying to extend it, but no! Chicago Hunted win the map 4 and win the series.
An absolutely unbelievable finish, Tej. I mean, Atlanta Dazed, we thought they were going to take it home, but just like they always have, Chicago Hunted are able to sneak on into